And we are live. This is another rising day. And today we're going to go on the top 5 books that I recommend from 22. And actually, it gives also valuable lessons in those books. Some of them I also read a couple of times, and I'm just helpful. That gives me a lot of things, and also in a lot of tools, and also what did I like and what I very soon. Just let me know, guys. Do you hear me well? I would love to know if you can hear me well or not. It will be very helpful because a couple times I had some problems with the mic here, so I would love to know if you can hear me well or not. Tap in the chat below. Let me know. And okay, so one more announcement before we start. Here in the Rise Up group, there are going to be some changes throughout the year because I'm going into some transition. Guys, I would love to know something that I had in mind, but I really love to know if that's something that will be interested for you is a book club. I want to start kind of mini mastermind around it. Let me know if that's something that will be interested for you, if you will be interested in it. And if not, that way we can actually start something like that together and grow even more, rise up even more this year. Let me know in the chat below if that's something you will want. That's for the announcements. Let's start with the top 5 books for 2022. Alfredo Levy says, hey there, my friend. Good to see you here. I hope you hear me well. Let me know in the chat below if you hear me well. And so good to see you here. So let's start. Let me share the screen. I'm going to do something different a bit. 1 second. Okay, and share the screen. Okay, great. Okay, are you ready? Let's start. So the first book, as you can see, is Never, one of the best books I ever read when it comes to negotiating and sales and influencing. It's one of here. It was my 4th time that I go through that book. First time I read it, and the 3 times after that I heard it in the audio bell, which is amazing book to read over and over again because there's so much tools inside that one. And one of the 2 best things I will share with you, some 2 techniques that he shared in that book, is the first one is mirroring. Is one of the techniques that actually lets you connect with the other side and create that rapport with that side. And not just that, but it also kind of influencing in a way, in a good way. Always when you use those tools, guys, please share it with authenticity, be really true and honest. Don't manipulate each other about that because it's really important. And so that is mirroring by actually, as you repeat it, and sometimes you repeat it in a questions. For example, right? Let's say your boss tell you, do that job. Go and print this. then he has actually start to explain why 100 copies. And down the road, if that's something you don't want to do, you actually let him know how is it not good by actually him explaining that to himself. For example, okay, 100 copies, and he said, yeah, 100 copies. We need that 100 copies really fast to go and put it in those flyers in some places. Some places, are you sure 100 copies? And then he said, oh, you know what, actually make it 50 and then we see it. Like sometimes those tools works like magic way, never in a manipulating way. When you use the tool of mirroring, it's such a powerful tool that helps you to connect with the other side, create rapport, and also influence in a way. So this is one tool, the mirroring inside. And the second tool that I really love is labeling. Labeling means you give a label of see that person feels like agitated or angry. So you can say, it seems like you're a bit agitated. You're a bit angry. Or in a way that you're saying, it seems like, it looks like, not like you are angry. When you present a fact, that person will actually argue with passionate. Well, why should he say that? But when you're labeling and say, it looks like, it feels like, that's something you're saying from your own perspective, and then in a good way. That also creates tons of rapport, and it feels like they got to be heard. So those are two amazing tools inside that book, but there's tons, even twice, 3, 4, even more. That's something I go through at least once a year because it's an amazing book with tons of tools. So never split the difference, negotiating in your life. That's one. Second book, are you ready? Let's have some drum rolls. Okay, the second one is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. And I'm sure you heard that book because that book is one of the famous books of Dale Carnegie. And it's an astonishing book. Now, when you read it, after you read Never Split the Difference, everything connects. Like in How to Win Friends, and Influence People, there's a lot of basic stuff. That thing I less like, but also it's one of the important, especially if you're just starting in sales, if you're just starting your own business, if you're just, or you just want to create more, is the book How to Win Friends and Influence Them, and gives you the basics. Now, if you read that and you read Never Split the Difference, everything connects in a way, merge, and give you even a strong tool how to use it and how to implement it in the best way. Let me know if all that makes sense, because this is one of the things I really, really loved about that book. And Offer says, both are great books. Indeed, amazing, astonishing books. I really love them. Actually, How to Win Friends and Influence People, I read it the first time last year. And then there was some advanced stuff as well. But when I read that with Never Split the Difference, things clicked even further. So I really recommend you can start with How to Win Friends and Influence People, and then go to the How to Make a Difference. Never Split the Difference, sorry. So those are two books that are, it's really important. Okay, the next one by Nightingale. This is a sales revelation. It has 45 mass. Now, like you hear here in the in the title, in the subtitle, there is tons of knowledge in the sales revelation, because they bring coaches inside, the best coaches in sales, into one book. There is tons of knowledge. It can feel that that's something I don't like about it. You hear it and focus only on your goal for this year, and you connect what your goal to that sales revelation, you will find the important stuff. Now, that's when you read a book that teach you, that help you to grow, focus on what is my main goal for this year. And then when you read it, you will focus on the most important things that's relevant to what you're doing, to your goal. And because whenever focus goes, energy flows, like Tony Robbins says. So when you put that, when you actually, then you will take the most important stuff for you and you won't feel overwhelmed. So again, amazing book. Definitely not read it once. It's a great book. A lot of sales tools in there and a lot of good masters. So this is the third one. Now we go to the fourth. Are you ready? And it's Underground, which also amazing book. Yeah, I know every book you hear like amazing book. Yeah, because I picked only the good ones. There are a few that didn't provide mention them. So I love to go on the things that impact me the most and bring that here to you guys, that you can actually see and discuss more than one of them. I would love to hear your insight from those books. Please tap in the chat below your insights from those books. If you read even one of them or a couple of them, is amazing book, which has really a different aspect. You don't come across this in a lot of books. Actually, I didn't come across. It has kind of mini challenges. Like every chapter, it has mini challenge to do that it's not just reading, but you actually implementing every, and it's an incredible experience. I really love that. And you get a tons of knowledge with that. So the different perspective and a different kind of experience, because there are many challenges in the book. Really recommend it, really impactful. So that was, if we will go through some honorable mentions that I really loved, because I said it was really hard for me to pick only 5 because there are so many good books out there. So I found the best 5 that I love, that impact me the most, and a couple of honorable mentions. Now, guys, if you love this content, please give me a like, help them, because we want to, my vision is to help as many people as I can, and that we will grow this amazing community together that helps each other to grow. So if, and don't forget to like. So the Underdog Advantage, that's the 4th one, and Dare to Lead by Brené Brown. Amazing book, Dare to Lead. Again, you hear a lot here the word amazing, because again, it's so hard to actually give those books just a feeling. It's so strong that it's hard to say more than amazing. It's because perfect, nothing is perfect, but it's such amazing books, great books, astonishing books that I really loved and impact my life. So Brene Brown, Dare to Lead, she talked a lot about how to actually lead, but not just lead and influence others, but also start within. Because if we don't lead ourselves, how can we expect others to follow us? Because it starts within, and she comes with that perspective and that mindset. And it's amazing. She give tons of tools around that, how to start lead yourself. And when you're leading yourself, how to start leading others. Because I believe my mantra is always lead by example. If I don't do the thing, I won't recommend to do that. So only by leading, only by doing, by being the example, you are daring to lead. So daring to lead gives you also kind of stepstones how to start, take that courage also to lead. A great book. And I see the offer says, what about Think and Grow Rich? Now, Think and Grow Rich, it's astonishing book. You're right. It's astonishing book. Think and Grow Rich. I haven't read. It's one of the must. Like, it's a must book. If you haven't read it already, go and start with that. Even with that list, go and start with Think and Grow Rich if you never read it before. It's kind of a Bible, if you will, not a Bible, right? Because if you're religious, stepstones in the change of your mindset, how to change your mindset, how to look, how to do different things. Like, for example, if I'm not mistaken, it's in, and that mastermind can help you to actually grow and expand your mind. And there's a lot of good concepts in Think and Grow Rich. So definitely, if you never read, mentioning that book. So let's go to some honorable mentions. So one of them we already said, Think and Grow Rich. And we got Shoe Dog by Phil Knight. Phil Knight is the person that founded Nike. Now, there in Shoe Dog, I just was so, what is the word for it? I was so into that book because you're kind of feeling, it takes you, the writing there is really in a high quality that you feel swift away. That was the word I was searching for. Swift away in the story. It's like you're on how he founded his company. Like, he really created in a vividly way on his journey, and you feel like you're in that such unique way. The writing there is such a good quality, and you also see all the struggles he had, all the lawsuits he had, all the betrayals today. And it's amazing story. It shows you that most of the successful people didn't start high. They start low. And he found at night when he started to do shoes, people wasn't into running. For them, it was something strange, and they laughed about him. So at that moment, it was really when nobody thought there is a future for shoes like that, like what Phil Knight brought together in a lot of cooperation. And you see also how much cooperation can take you to the next steps. So Shoe Dog by Phil Knight, amazing. So the next one is 10% happier, along the journey of how he actually start to be more happy. Now, most of us think about being happy, that's supposed to be all day long, showing you a way to be even 10% happy, not 100% happy, but 10% happy and see life in another perspective. There's a lot of the book, so you can see and learn from it. It also has a great app for, I'm just saying and mentioning it because it helped me and I really love that meditation. So 10% happier, a great way to increase the happiness and see things from a different perspective, and also how to calm the anxiety. Next, really recommend book. I really love that. So guys, I would love to hear, what was your top 5 books? What did you and you were really into? What helped you the most? I would love to know, what was the book that changed that year for you, that helps you so much? Comment below, comment in the chat below. I would love to know. We'd love to hear more books from you guys as well, what you love. And again, if you will want us to go and do kind of book club, I will love that. It will be amazing to do it together, but I will want to know from you if you guys will want something like that, thing that you will want. We can start and do some masterminds around a book, and that can help us to grow much more faster and actually implement all those tools. So for this year, that was my top 5 with some honorable mentions. I would love to hear your, and what is your next book? What is your next book? What is the next book you are going to read? We'd love to know about it. Tap in the chat below. And in the meantime, guys, have an amazing, amazing and a productive day. Keep on going. Keep on growing.